Hey fellas, Frankie Day here at YouTube. Okay guys, here it is Thursday evening, and I just got back from playing my guitar, and so just to keep me busy and occupied, I'm gonna make a video tonight. So the topic of this video, fellas, is 3 more kits for the stash pile, and I'd like to share them to you here. And tomorrow, so stay tuned tomorrow, fellas. I'll have a video of my Arizona tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have her done. I'll have her done by this Sunday. And right now I got most of the railings all done on it, except the railings from the break of the hull all the way back to the stem of the stern. And I got the float planes I got to put on there, and I've also got to do a little rigging on it, and she's finished. And I'm going to present her and with my scratch-built USS Arizona. I'll throw it in with the final reveal. I think y'all be pleased about that. Incidentally, on Facebook, right there, you go to Facebook on there, I think you'll see a couple pictures of it. And that thing is a lot more bigger than its 1/200 scale, because it's a different scale compared to 1/200. So it's just a little tad bigger than the Arizona, than my Trumpeter Arizona. But you'll be pleased though. You really can't tell the difference between both. And only difference is one's got the mooring awnings on the decks, and this one here is just underway ship's colors. Okay, guys, 3 for the stash pile. I went and got my military pension, and I went down there to see Russ today at the hobby shop. And went on to Smitty's, and ran into 3 more kits. And 2 of them, one of them is another series of the Monogram Solid Hull series that was introduced back in 1945 when the kits, actually Monogram, first started in business. And eventually they moved on to plastic. And the other one is a Trumper kit. It's 1/700 scale, and we'll go into it as I present the model to you. And that was the Airfix Whitley, the new tooling kit Airfix has done. I've got the Frog kit in my stash. This today, I seen that today. Wow, you know, Airfix is really cooking out some good kits here. And so I picked that up today too. I saw about 3 models today at Smitty's hobby shop, and so there'll be 3 for the stash pile right there, and then future builds coming up. And so I will have this Arizona done by this Sunday, and Monday is December 7th. It's going to be the day of infamy when this ship here was sunk. It'll be her death birthday, and God bless 1,167 souls that are entombed in her. And there's only a couple Arizona sailor survivors are left. They're going to have their ashes spread on barbette turret number 3 along with the shipmates, and that means that ship's company on the USS Arizona has been fulfilled. Very dramatic and very touching too, a lot of ways. You know, you can't blame it. Old sailor loves his ship. You know, it's a very affectionate ordeal. Okay, guys, let's get to the kits, and we'll finish up the video from there. Okay, guys, for number 1, this is, like I mentioned a while ago, this is the continued series of the Monogram. When they started out back in 1945, they made these solid hull kits. And this right here is the Baltimore class cruiser, the USS Chicago. The Baltimore class cruiser USS Chicago hull was laid as early as 1942. And by 1942, a lot of these cruiser hulls, by using the sister ship of this design, the Baltimore class, were launched, and these are known as heavy cruisers. And they all had 9-inch guns. I believe they had 9 9-inch guns. They had 2 OS2Us or OC3s Seahawk, SOC3 Seahawks. The latter time of the war, they came out with the Seahawks, which actually made obsolete for the OS2U, aging OS2U Kingfisher that was used earlier during the war. Okay, guys, we'll make a fast deal here on this. Let me put the cigar down. And right here, as you can see, this is the USS Chicago, the Baltimore class cruiser. And I bought this for $14.95. It says as is. You guys can read that pretty closely right there. It's legible to you on the camera. And we'll open up and show you some of the contents. And okay, guys, in the beginnings of this kit, give you some sandpaper. Here you got fine small parts in cardstock, which is your templates. When you start carving your hull, you use these here sections of templates, which you actually margin up next to your hull by taking off your lines on there. That way your hull's carved out perfectly. And you got a few sundries right here that are all cardstock, and you gotta be carefully cut it out. So I'll get around that somehow. Okay, guys, here's the instructions. The instructions are no different than from the Shangri-La and the USS Hobby. Typical 1945 monogram instructions. And they give you an exploded assembly view of an untouched photo of the model being built as is. And they give you your profile and overhead view and all the details. This is a it looks like it's a full hull model, but you got your strut shafts and also your stuffing tubes. They're awful short there, so they're pretty much out of scale. So I'm going to redo that when I get to it. So there's no problem with me. Okay, guys, that completes the instructions. And these instructions are pretty ancient compared to what's out there today, folks. So the clarity of this kit and understanding how to build it is child's play. Okay, guys, this hull is about 16, 17 inches long. They give you a full carved hull, just like that USS Hobby, USS Shangri-La. And you got to use templates by taking your hull, make a center line all the way down to your hull. On the profile, you make tick marks up there, off the plans, onto the model itself, and these are where you take your templates as you carve the hull. This hull is pretty well much carved, with the exception of the stern and also the bow. On the bow, make sure you got to put a tick mark, make sure it's the center of that. That way when you carve, sand, and bevel, whatever you're going to do, make that hull look like a hull. Real sharp at the forepeak. And the back is cut at the knuckle of the hull, which is the stern section of the cruiser. Same thing as that of the destroyers. You got a shear line, it's called the knuckle. So you got to make sure that knuckle is perfect, and you can sand everything else inside there. Okay, that completes the hull right there. Right here, guys, they give you balsa parts here. Now, I'm going to start using I'm going to go ahead and place all these deck pieces. This out of, looks like to me, it's probably about 3/16 balsa. They give you these 3/16-inch balsa sheets, and all these parts got to be cut out with a scroll saw or very gently with a number 11 blade. By using a file, you can file right to the line. And finish sanding, and make sure you apply aerogloss dope to it, and that'll seal in the wood. Then you sand. What I'm going to do with this, I'm going to use these for templates. It's going to be cardstock superstructure all the way. And all these parts here are just all balsa parts here, which make the kit itself, superstructure parts. Very simple. You just got to cut them out. The simplest way to do, fellas, is go ahead and cut these pieces out. Don't cut near that line. Don't even get close to that line. Here's a tip. If you take your X-Acto knife and you're cutting out these parts like that, right across here, make sure you're beyond the line. And you cut that part, then you can take your file, you can shape it to the line, and the part's complete. No fuss, no muss. Then you can veneer it with cardstock. So, and they give you a variety of similar sizes of wood, which are like a smokestacks. Also, top of your superstructure parts. This is all old school stuff, guys. And you know, this is stuff that I learned how to build models from when I was a very young boy, when I was very tender at one time. And that's all they had back in those days. And there was no such thing as plastic. And by 1952, 53, they start coming out with a lot of plastic kits. Matter of fact, Monogam started turning into plastic because they had a lot of these Speedy built kits, and they were actually a multimedia parts that made the model. They had vacuform, which is plastic, and they also used metal, and also like balsa cardboard printed, like the Mr. Mulligan and the Stenson Voyager they used to have. Very, very good kits, guys, and they were jewels for their day. Okay, guys, I'll put the USS Chicago over there, and with the Chicago, guys, it's a Baltimore. Like I said, it's a Baltimore class cruiser. It's a heavy cruiser, and this kit right here will make a nice model. I'll get done with it, and so it's going down the road when I ever get to it. Okay, folks. Secondly, about this here, I went down there and looked around, and this is a Trumper's kit. This is this could be out of my comfort zone. But I do build small whenever I get a chance. This is 1/700 scale. Now, I built a lot smaller scales this before. And so this is going to be different compared to my big old jumbo classics I build all the time. Because I like them big, big, big. And this is small, small, small. 1/700 scale, folks. This is the Pearl Harbor Survivor of December 7th, 1941. This is the California class USS Tennessee. BB 43, 1944. This is after the refit, because at the Pearl Harbor, this ship, the USS Tennessee, is a California class battleship, and she was bombed by high altitude bombers. Because she was like the Arizona, she was inboard. She was inboard from the USS Oklahoma, and so when she was blocked in from that kept her from being torpedoed. So she's heavily damaged by high altitude bombers, Type 97s, Kates. And so this is the 1942 refit, because these ships are refloated, patched up, taken all the way back to Bremerton, Washington shipyard. And these things here were actually redone. They took the old hull and they made these big old huge 18-inch torpedo blisters on the side of the hull. Now, these torpedo blisters here actually added a larger beam. So getting rid of the old ancient open casement guns which were along the boat deck, just like that of the Arizona, they were actually scuttled and removed, and everything's redesigned and filled in by using fill-in walls, but they used superstructures, and they built substructures out and put twin 5-inch 38 mounts. They put 10 of them, 5 port, 5 starboard, and they had they were closed mounts. And the catapult on top of turret number 3 was actually removed. They had anti-aircraft guns, carty floats on them, and the ship itself, I'll give you a good idea, you know, what it looks like as we open the kit. So anyway, folks, this is the 1944 USS Tennessee. She's been kamikaze about 4 or 5 times during the Battle of Luzon in the Philippine Sea, and survived Pearl Harbor and survived that. And by 1959, she was sent to Todd Shipyard of Los Angeles, California, and she was scrapped. Okay, folks, here's the hull right here. This hull looks like it's probably about a good maybe 10, 11 inches long. I'd say not much, not more than 10, 11 inches. And it's optional, comes with a full hull, and it comes with a waterline plate. Give it the waterline. Make sure there's elements. Okay, here's the hull right here, and it's pretty wide right here, fellas, compared to this original design, because they put those big old humongous torpedo blisters on there, and they're fared in with the bottom of the hull, and the ship was actually rebuilt all the way down below from the the base plates of the boilers all the way up. Okay, folks, and also this baggie right here, they give you a stand. It looks like the ways on there. They give you the stand right here, and you can see right there, this is called the ways right here. It gives you a simulation of the ways. That's if you want to display it in its entirety as a full hull model. But old Frankie D's got better plans. I'm going to make this thing in elements, underway ship's colors. And I'm thinking about getting me a couple of 1/700 scale zeros and a couple of Susies and a couple of Kates, and simulating kamikaze attacks on her. That'd be something I can do, which would be a good challenge for me to do to make my model more interesting. Okay, guys, this kit will give you a bunch of advertisement junk. To me, it just goes right in the trash can because I have no interest. They more or less specialize in all this, folks. It's just a catalog of other stuff that you can buy. Anything that make you spend more of this. So I got plenty of these in the American form. Okay, guys. Oh wow. They give you, these are all molded in clear plastic, just like that on my trumpeter 1/200 scale Arizona OS2U Kingfishers they use. Let me zoom in a little bit, fellas, and you can see those little airplanes in there. Look like they're, I think they're the SOC, yeah, the SOC Seahawks. That's what they are. They're Seahawks. Yep, 3 of them. And he has searchlights lenses on there too. Nice touch for 1/700 scale. That looks pretty good going on the on the signal bridge on my Tennessee. Of course, this sprue here gives you the name of the ship, everything on there and stuff. And this sprue here contains of miscellaneous parts, make up the superstructures and also your armament. And all these parts here just goes on, folks. Now here's the one that really stumps me the most. Now this is why I bought this kit. Let me pull this thing back a little bit here. Okay, there you go. Excuse me, fellas, or mess around with the camera here. Okay, guys, this thing is is actually packed the same way as that as my Arizona. Now, this thing here is the 1942 refit. After the attack of Pearl Harbor, she was sent back to Bremerton shipyard to be rebuilt to this entirety of this refit. And so for the life of me, on the box it says photo etched parts, and I was looking at it very carefully. It had cage masks on here, right here, fellas. Now these cage masks right here, they may be good for December 7th, 1941. Actually, the cage mask came on this thing as late as 1931. They used the old cage mask on here. Now, if I was going to make this as the 1941 version, I would use this on there, but there's no parts. I figured this might be an optional kit, either 1941 or 1940 or 1943 or 44. And by using extra parts, converting it to these superstructures, also the torpedo blisters. But they didn't do such thing, so they gave me, actually I can use that on a 1/700 scale battle wagon if I come across one. But anyway, that's why I don't understand why they done that. Again, Trumpeter's finest 3-deck assembly. On the decks here, it's molded in actually 3 pieces. It's 2 pieces, fellas. Now wait a second. Yeah, this goes aft. 3 pieces, folks. This is a 3, yeah. My God, I tell you. Yeah. This thing here is actually, it's molded in, it has 3 decks. Pieces on there that makes the hull. I don't know why they do that. It'd be a lot more simpler if they made this whole entire deck. So actually what it does is makes the manufacturer go out there and make a wooden deck that you can buy more money to alleviate that stuff. Okay, fellas, before we get to the instructions,